Welcome to Say There's Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert.
AI in action for people with disabilities. That's what we're talking about today on Say Visibility. Great to have you back. It's David D'Arcangelo. And been working on this episode for a little while as artificial intelligence has been evolving very rapidly. And, when we first kind of got this on our radar, it's changed even since then. Like, I think it was like 6 months ago, we were thinking about doing an episode on this. And even since then, we've had more additions to this. So what we've done today is we're talking about AI in action. So it's about real assistive technologies that empower all abilities. And what I've done is I've gone through each prevalence type, and I've tried to pick out a couple of AI assistive technologies that are working with each prevalence type. And the goal here is to provide access to opportunity, independence, and self-determination using technology and using these new tools. So we're showcasing artificial intelligence or .ai in a positive light here as it relates to people with disabilities. And so first, what do we know about people with disabilities? We know that it's a spectrum, right? Show me 1,000 people with disabilities, and I'll show you 1,000 very specific instances of the human condition, right? So it's all so customized. And I think one of the things that .ai is bringing, that artificial intelligence is bringing, is the ability to adjust to that. And so it's not just like one standalone device and it's just, you have to fit to it. Now this AI is adapting to the user, and I think that's a good thing and provides more access to more opportunities. So again, what we've done here is we've gone through hearing and seeing and cognition and mobility and independent living and self-care, all of these different devices and AI that has been developed to meet each prevalence type and the spectrum within each prevalence type. And really a main takeaway as we go in here is this isn't the future. This is now. I've purposely chose devices that are in application right now that are being used out there. These aren't just future tech devices. These are being used now by people with disabilities. So, all right, let's jump right in. For people with hearing disabilities, there's a couple. AI real-time captioning. And there's examples like tools like Otter.ai, Ava, Google Live Transcribe. There's others as well. And what do these do? Well, they provide real-time AI captions that help inform conversations, meetings, video calls. And an example would be it helps a deaf professional use Otter to participate in a Zoom meeting independently. And why does it matter? Well, it matters because it enables richer communication and more thorough communication access without needing devices that you needed previously, or less reliance upon interpreters, human ASL interpreters, which are at a premium. So this provides more access to more opportunity. That's a good thing. That's just one example. There's a whole list of them, but we're going to move on here to other prevalence types, and we'll talk about vision disabilities. Let's shift to things like the OrCam, My Eye, or those are, dedicated glasses, but there's also Be My Eyes, which is, contained within the phones and things with a camera. So, OrCam, My Eyes, and Be My Eyes, some of these use ChatGPT or other functionality to interact and interface and really can help read printed text out loud or into your ear. Be My Eyes AI describes images, scenes, documents, all in real time. And that can be a game changer for many. So examples include how users navigate grocery store shelves or read their mail or identify faces without assistance through the technology or through the phone technology. So this matters because it supports people with visual disabilities in real world environments without having to, rely on others. You can rely on the device for the assistance. And that helps bring more independence and self-determination, which is a good thing. And again, there's a myriad of other things. We're just scratching the surface. All right, let's move on to cognitive disabilities. A couple of examples here. Voice assistants and custom AI reminders can be very beneficial in a tool like Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant or Google Home, or there's another one, Cogniable, which is an autism-specific .ai platform. And what do these do? Well, they use AI to set routines, reminders, and assist with sequencing tasks, or can even help calm anxiety, or play music that you like to put you in a mood, or all kinds of different things that can be beneficial for people with those types of disabilities. So an example is an adult with autism using it, or an intellectual disability using AI to follow their morning routine independently, and really provide that assistance and answer some rudimentary questions for them that they might otherwise have to ask others. The AI can answer it. So, and why does that matter? Well, it promotes structure and uh, reduces dependence on caregivers, and again, promotes access to opportunity and independence and self-determination, which is a good thing. All right, moving on. For people with mobility disabilities, AI, smart wheelchairs, navigation devices. Look at a tool like the Lucci, which is a smart wheelchair platform, or the PathView, which is an accessible route planning tool. So really, these tools aid in the voice control over these devices, whether it be a power chair, whether it be accessible maps. Now, all of a sudden, those can be used without hand input or other input. It can be spoken, it could be through a pipette, it could be through other commands or other ways you set up your chair or power chair. An example I got here was a power chair user navigating a train station without a spotter. That's an example right there. Independence, self-determination, access, which is a good thing. And so this can help with things like enhancing safety and spontaneous independence and less reliance on caregivers, which again promotes independence and self-determination, which is a good thing. All right, on to self-care disabilities. One I pulled out was there's an AI-powered daily living aid. It's called, let's see what it's called. It's called iToilet, which is a smart toilet, which is by LQ AI Companion. And what it does is it's an AI-enabled toilet that assists with hygiene routines and reminds users to hydrate, take medications, move around, and can help them with their toileting needs. So an example here is older adults with early dementia managing self-care tasks more consistently. That's a good thing. Why does it matter? It matters because it supports dignity and independence and self-determination, which is a good thing. That's just one example. There's a whole host of them. There's switches that turn the lights on or off. There's switches that monitor the house for certain devices being turned on or off, like the stove or the water or things like that. Those are all good things that can help people with those disabilities, with that particular prevalence type. And then finally, independent living disabilities. So we have things like smart AI home systems, Google Nest, Amazon Alexa, smart home hubs. Apple has a home kit, and there's all these accessibility presets you can build in there. So these things can control lights, open doors, start and stop appliances, HVAC reminders for heating and cooling, and these can be activated with voice or other non-traditional ways to be able to use these devices in your home. So examples are a person with a spinal cord injury. Yeah, now they can lock their door, or that they maybe couldn't reach before, or adjust lights that they couldn't reach before without assistance, or all of these other things that you can do to control these devices that are operated by .ai technology. So this turns daily challenges into independent choices for a large amount of people with disabilities. And these are just some examples. And these aren't hypotheticals. These are in action right now. So think of what's to come. There's even more on this as we learn about it, as we learn about the users and what they're asking these devices to do. Really, it's almost limitless at this point. So this is a good thing, because What these products and platforms do is enable access to opportunity and really promote independence and self-determination for people with disabilities, which is a good thing. That's what we're for here at Save Visibility, is providing people with options to be as free as they can, to be as independent as they can, as self-determined as they can be. And if these AI technologies can help do that, then we're all for it. So this isn't about replacing people or aides or anything about that. It's about repurposing them to be able to do other tasks that these machines can't do. Okay. And it's about unlocking more from our human potential. And remember, humans, we developed this technology. So yeah, the AI wants to take credit, but we're still the boss. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is a lot. There's much more. If you want to hear more on this, please put it in the comments, in the description. Let us know. We're there trying to build value for you. We're just scratching the surface here, though, because literally there's hundreds of these devices, thousands of these applications out there. And it's a good thing because it's trying to promote independence and self-determination for people with disabilities. So hope you enjoyed this episode. It's David D'Arcangelo. We'll see you next time on Save Visibility. And I hope you have a great day.
For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.